Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking to you about taking a long homeschool break. The time between Thanksgiving and New Year's is really my favorite time of the year. It's a nice long period of parties and good food and family and friends, and I absolutely love it. Now, when we started homeschooling several years ago, I have my little helper Lucy, so you're going to hear her playing with her toys. When we started homeschooling several years ago, I knew that I was going to homeschool year-round, and part of the reason was I just wanted the flexibility to take time off when we wanted to take time off and to do school when we wanted to do school. In Maine, we have to do 175 days of school, but they do not stipulate what's being taught during those days, so we definitely count field trips, and sometimes we do projects on the weekends, and so there's a lot of time that we have to do school that isn't in your typical 8 to 3 o'clock time frame during the week. Now, 2 years ago, I read about a blogger who took the entire month of December off from their homeschool, and I thought that was really interesting because you never hear about kids in school taking a long break in the winter or around the holidays. When I heard about this blogger that was taking the entire month of December off, it was really appealing to me because we're so busy between Thanksgiving and the New Year. And trying to fit in school around all of the other activities is challenging. Not that, we want to just put school in here and there, but just the fact that we have so many things going on outside of the house, whether it's sports or play rehearsals for the Christmas play at church or co-op or anything else. There's just a lot of other stuff going on, and I want to be able to fully enjoy the season with my kids. That means lots of baking, lots of crafts and making cards, etc. So 2 years ago, we did actually try and take December off, and it worked really nicely. Of course, 2 years ago, Emma was 5, and we were not doing a huge amount of formal homeschooling. And then last year, we had Lucy in October, and of course, we took an extended break from school then, but we had started our school year July 1st, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, this year, we are planning on taking next week from Thanksgiving off through the new year, and my kids are really excited about it. Now, we officially started our school year on August 1st, or the first week in August. And when I say we started our school year, I mean we started our new curriculum. Because as year-round homeschoolers, we were doing school in July. We were finishing up some other stuff that I had wanted to accomplish from last year, and then this year we started all of our new stuff the first week in August. Now, because of that, we had a little bit of a head start on the public schools. Even though we school year-round, I don't think that you have to school year-round in order to take a break in December. I think that you can, spend extra time in the fall, utilizing weekend days if you want to take that long break. We have to, like I said, we do 175 days, and we're on track even with our long break to finish up at the beginning of May. So I'm not with our count of days that we need through for the state of Maine for the year. Now, I think that when you hear people say, oh, we're going to take an extended break in the middle of the school year, people get concerned because you don't want to forget what you're learning. You don't want your kids to forget what they're learning. However, I'm not as concerned about that at the age the kids are now. They're still very young, obviously, and in high school, it may be completely different, but I also want to stress that we're not going to stop learning. We're just going to stop doing our normal everyday stuff. We're not going to sit down and do Emma's math workbook or Jack's math workbook. Our math is going to move more towards, fractions with the baking that we do. And my kids that are old enough to cook love to cook, and so that is obviously math, and we will count it as math. They'll do a lot of craft projects and art things that I don't typically do as much of during our regular day-to-day because they're super messy and I have such a long list of other things that I want to get to. So why are we taking this time off? Well, we're taking it off so that I am able to sort of sit back and figure out how the next half of our year is going to go. I spend a lot of time working on planning for school. I am doing my own planning this year. I don't have an instructor's guide, even though we're still using most of the books from the Sunlight curriculum. I did not purchase the instructor's guide this year because we're doing a little more in-depth stuff. I'm trying to spread it out just a little bit further, and because of that, I need to take the time to do my lesson planning. I will do another video soon about how my Erin Condren teacher planner is working out and whether I like it and how I use it day to day, and going forward what I plan to do with the Erin Condren teacher planner. But for right now, I just want to be able to enjoy the seasons. I want to be able to say yes to baking cookies. I want to be able to say yes to all of the crafts my kids want to do. I want to be able to take them shopping. I want to go see the lights and just have that extra time during the day to do those things with my kids. It's such a magical time, and there are so few years, I know, that they are this small and it's this magical, and I just want to soak up as much of it as I can. And I also think that it's good for my kids to take a little bit of a break. We don't take a lot of days off here and there. We'll take them occasionally if we have a day full of doctor's appointments, but it's not really a break. They don't get like a fall week off. We did school on Columbus Day. And I think that it's good for the kids to be able to have just a nice break of time so that they're not constantly doing work. Even though we're doing school year-round, that doesn't mean that we are literally schooling every day throughout the year. Well, I say that, but then at the same time, case can also be made that every day you learn something new. Now, if you haven't been planning on taking December off, it can be a little daunting to think about how much school you could be missing if you are taking the entire month of December off. However, I definitely want to challenge you to sort of look at your schedule and see what you're doing and see if it's possible for you to push things back. I know that some people, if they do a regular school year from September to May or June, it would be very difficult to try and load up on everything beforehand, especially if you have to do a day count, and if you haven't been preparing for it, it could be a bit of a challenge. There are so many opportunities for learning every day, and it may not be exactly what is in your curriculum schedule, but there is something to be said for taking some time to do more unschooling, and perhaps you unschool all the time, in which case it's not that new to you, but it's nice to sort of relax and take a break and let your kids sort of take the lead on what they're learning and what they're interested in. Like I said, the kids are still going to be learning. Just because you stop working in a math book does not mean that they will no longer do math. I mean, I guess it's possible, but you know, my kids love to read, and so they're still going to be reading. It just may not be the books that I have laid out for them to read this year. They'll go to the library and they'll pick something out that they want to read, and honestly, a lot of times it's better for them to do that because they're more interested in finishing the book. They don't necessarily feel like it's a chore to read a reader because it's something that they've picked out that they're interested in. And just some of the science stuff I tend to put off. I'm not into the messy science experiments, but it's something that my kids love to do. Like I said before, you know, I definitely sort of do not do all of those messy art projects and science experiments because, you know, when I have to spend an hour cleaning it up, it messes up all of our writing time or trying to do math in their workbooks or whatever. So this allowing us to have more freedom during this 6-week period is nice for me. It's nice for the kids, and It gives me a break too, which is important. There's a very small line between mom the teacher and mom the mom, and I know that sometimes my kids have that challenge, and obviously a lot of it is because right now it's so intensive for me to teach them. They don't have a lot of individual stuff that they do because they everything is new to them. We're not repeating the times tables, you know, it's a new concept that Emma has to grasp, and so it takes a lot of my time to do that with her, which is fine. And I absolutely love it, which is why I homeschool to begin with, but having that time to just take a break is really important. And, you know, it allows us more flexibility. We will still have co-op during the week. Emma's still going to have basketball practice. Jack will have basketball practice. They're still going to be doing the Christmas play, you know, so it's not that we will have stopped everything. It's just that we're going to stop doing that formal morning school that we tend to do every day. And I'm really looking forward to it. This year is going to be quite a bit different than last year. Last year I was recovering from a cesarean, which if you've had a cesarean, you know it is a struggle, and this was my third, so it was not an easy road, and especially having two other children to be with every day as well as a newborn. It was an insane time, and I really needed that time. But this year I think it's going to be a little bit more relaxed. We're going to be able to go to the museum, and we're going to be able to go and do Christmas caroling and bake cookies for the fire station, and just, you know, normal fun holiday activities, and I am really looking forward to it. And I would love to know, if you do take December off, what you do, how your schedule changes, and some of the tips that you might share to get ready for taking that large chunk of time off. Of course, this is really the first year that I'm doing it in relation to also having to report to the state, and you know, that in and of itself is kind of scary, and I would love to hear from more seasoned homeschoolers what you guys do. If you don't take the time off around December, do you follow the public school calendar? Is it something where if they have a Monday holiday, you take a Monday holiday? If they have a workshop, you just take the day off? I'd love to know how you set up your schedule as well. And I really appreciate you watching this video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel so you can be notified of future videos. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.